Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine, the show that teaches you how to survive the stuff that can kill you.
Like runaway trains or attacking hippos or an earthquake.
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like falling down the stairs or accidentally waxing off an eyebrow because you've had too much to drink or an embarrassing aftershock.
Yeah, that all sounds terrible, Danielle.
You know what sounds fantastic? Our song.
I love our song.
Play it.
Ground is shaking under our feet, mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. I am Danielle.
Ich bin Kristine.
So, Kristine, you just got back from Germany.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Did you have a nice trip?
Yeah, overall, it was great.
Good. Good. You were gone for quite a while.
Month.
Boy, it felt like longer. It was only a month.
It felt like 6 months. But in a good way. It was a good trip. And overall, all positive.
And then on the way to the studio just now, what happened?
I got in a car accident.
Yay, welcome home.
It's how to survive
Being you again.
getting here.
Yeah.
To do a podcast about surviving.
Did you drive the Autobahn while you were in Germany?
Many times.
Oh, and no problem.
No problem. You know what? Everyone there drives very well-mannered. And you never hear a horn honking unless it's like beep, beep. You didn't notice the light turned. But I mean, you never see anyone getting angry. No one's flipping each other off.
Right.
No one's cutting each other off. Everyone's just cool.
Good.
And on the Autobahn, I mean, at one point we were going 130 miles an hour.
Jesus. Now, did you ever drive or was it always Sven?
No, Sven always drove.
Yeah.
It was his dad. We were using his dad's car. And
Okay.
If I don't need to drive. And he's happy to drive, so it all works out.
Does it feel scary going 130 miles an hour?
No, because everyone's going
Right.
pretty fast. And again, everyone's very calm and cool. No one's going to shoot you.
Yeah.
And everyone's, again, like it's a very just, you're not worried about people exploding in anger over there.
Yeah.
However,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I mentioned this the last time we talked. I don't think I talked about this on the last podcast. We saw 2 fights.
No.
Never seen this in Germany.
Fist fights?
Basically, I mean, they didn't fully explode into fist fights, but at the train station, we saw a family and a German man explode into yelling and screaming. And the woman was kicking the man's suitcase.
What?
And the mom, and they were speaking in English. That's why I knew exactly what they were saying. And she was like, don't you fucking touch me. Get the fuck away from me. And the man was like, 9, you get the fuck away from me.
So was she American?
The weird thing is they were speaking English. It wasn't accented, but they didn't look American. So I think what they were I think they were American military who'd been living in Germany for a few years because there's a military base in Frankfurt. We were at the Frankfurt train station. But because when the father came up, like off of the escalator, this is where it started, he looked like if a rooster had come to life. You know what I mean? Like, he had like sort of reddish hair that was sticking up and his upper body was very big and puffed up, but his legs were small.
Okay, yes.
So,
50s bodybuilder.
Exactly. And his face was very red.
He had a barbell mustache and a striped bathing suit.
He had a tattoo of a mermaid on his arm.
Yes.
Mom on the other arm and a heart. And he then got in bumped his chest into the other man's chest.
Whoa.
We're all just standing in the line, my family, staring at this unfolding literally inches in front of us. And he says to the German man, who was clearly German, wireframed glasses, plaid shirt buttoned all the way up to the, chin.
Is that a German thing?
They're just very, conservative in their dress.
Okay.
Very Land's End.
Preppy?
Very Tommy Hilfiger.
Okay, got it.
Don't you fucking speak like this in front of my kids. How don't you keep those fucking words out of your mouth. And my kids were like, Mom, he keeps saying bad words, but he's telling him not to say. And I was like, I know.
So what was not American about him then? He seems very American.
Yes, it was. You know what? It was how they were dressed.
Oh.
It seemed very German, but
Okay.
they must have been American.
Lederhosen.
I was like, could they be? I don't know, South African or Canadian, but they were American with their rage. And then a couple hours later, when we got on our train, we're walking onto our train. There's a big crowd of people in front of us, a big crowd of people behind us. It's hot. We'd been waiting hours to get on this train. The reason we were getting on a train was because our flight was canceled. When we got to Frankfurt, they were like, oh, your flight's canceled and we don't have an option for you. So take a train. So
Right.
that's why we were there.
This is sort of like what I hear is going on all over, right?
This is what's going on
Air
all
flight
over.
has been. I still haven't been on an airplane since before the pandemic because my family all got COVID and had to cancel our trip. So, but yeah, I hear it's bad news bears out
It
there.
is bad news bears, and I'm sad about this Hawaii thing, and I want to take you to Hawaii.
Thank you. You should. It's okay. It's it's first world problems for sure. But yeah, it was a bummer. But we should probably, speaking of bummers, we should probably get to
Let's get to today's topic.
our topic.
But
yes,
before we do,
I'm sorry. Yes.
I want to tell you guys that I brought you presents,
What?
and I'm going to give them to you on air,
Okay.
just because I love the element of surprise.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love presents.
I didn't get you anything.
You did
you go
Did you
anywhere?
go somewhere?
No.
Okay.
I didn't get you anything from the.
So
The COVID store?
you didn't get me anything from your COVID experience. These are for you. I got you, Garen, specifically because you like Oreo.
What is that?
That is a Milka Oreo. Milka's a European chocolate brand. And those...
So it's like toffee with Oreos on top? That is so fancy.
Danielle,
It's really
this
yummy.
is dark chocolate.
Chocolate.
And it's funny because it says joke in it.
Okay, this is chocolate mit Birn. I know mit means with. What is
Yes.
Birn?
Dark, I think. Dark chocolate.
Brownie and
Oh, yes.
and Karamellisierten Madeleine. I'm guessing that means caramel. It weighs as much as
Your thigh.
my thigh. This is beautiful. I love it. Thank you.
One more
Chocolate.
for Danielle.
Okay.
She's going to love this. It's called Katzenzugen.
What is it? Mouses? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes, I know. I said mouses. This is cutest like kitty cat milk chocolate. It's like all these little teeny kitty cats on the cover.
Because she loves groups of cats.
But did you know what happened? Were you even around with my cat thing?
I know you have a cat thing, and I want to translate what Katzenzungen
Okay.
is.
Is it made out of cats?
It's cat tongues.
Ew. Oh, I see. It's shaped like a cat tongue.
So it's all little pieces of
Oh my
chocolate in the
god.
shape of cat tongues.
That's amazing. Is it rough?
You tell us.
All right.
I've never
Look at
had them.
that. Look at how cute
That
that
is
is.
adorable.
It's pretty cute. Yeah, we had all these little kittens. And yes, they were adorable and in our yard. And I was trying to make arrangements for them. And then it turned out they were too young to get fixed. And I don't even know how you catch them if you do. And then they left. They disappeared.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we saw the mom. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
She's coming back to have more kittens.
I know we need to capture her, right? And get her.
Well, and all those other kittens are probably already pregnant by now.
Like a vault.
I think they can get pregnant when they're like 7 days old.
It's a vicious cycle.
Kittens having kittens.
Exactly.
Ew.
They should make an MTV reality show about it.
Yes. We're going to learn today how to survive earthquakes.
Finally, I can't believe we've waited this long.
It's weird, isn't it?
To get to like the grand daddy
Yeah.
of disasters.
That's right. Okay. I'm going to tell you what an earthquake is, first of all. Can you hear my earphone rattling? I hear it rattling. You can't, now
Maybe
can
you're
you?
just it's thoughts.
When you do that, maybe.
Wait, is it? It's so weird. Okay. An earthquake is a sudden, rapid shaking of the ground caused by the shifting of rocks deep underneath the Earth's surface. Earthquakes can cause fires, tsunamis, landslides, or avalanches. While they can happen anywhere without warning, areas at higher risk for earthquakes include Alaska, California, Hawaii, Oregon, Puerto Rico, Washington, and the entire Mississippi River Valley.
Mississippi River Valley.
Yeah.
So what's that?
You're asking the wrong person. The Mississippi River goes through several states, right?
I think so. And for me, when you say Mississippi River Valley, I'm going to tell you what my brain does.
Okay.
Is it like it's this river that goes across the United States and then there's a bunch of stuff beneath it? Or does it go
I think it goes up and down.
up and down and it's like everything to the left?
You meaning the valley? That's the valley?
You know, like all the stuff on the west of the United States.
What?
West of the Mississippi River.
Oh, yeah. The Mississippi River goes north and south, I'm pretty sure.
See how little I know?
Yeah. That I know, but I don't know what the Mississippi River Valley means.
Me either. I like to make people feel smart. Like,
Done.
you know what I mean? When people are listening, I want them to feel like, oh, I'm glad I know more than her.
The year 2021 was a very active period for global seismicity, with 19 major earthquakes, 3 of which were over 8.0.
Whoa.
And was also the most seismically active since 2007. There were a total of 2,476 fatalities, with the majority from a 7.2 in Haiti.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Haiti, they can't get a break.
They can't catch a break.
Fatalities occurred in every month of the year. Earthquake activity was lowest in June, while August was the most active and deadliest month
Uh-oh.
of last year.
But it's August.
Yeah, I know. Major events also took place in Indonesia, Japan, China, Pakistan, Mexico, and Peru. A 7.3 quake in China was the most intense event of the year. A rare 5.9 magnitude earthquake struck Victoria, Australia in September. Okay, prepare before an earthquake. Practice, drop, cover, and hold on with family and coworkers. Make an emergency plan. Create a family emergency communications plan that has an out-of-state contact. That's smart because everyone else where you live is going to be going through the same thing you are.
Yeah.
Plan where to meet if you get separated. Make a supply kit that includes enough food and water for several days, a flashlight, a fire extinguisher, and a whistle. Being prepared allows you to avoid... That's in case you see like a sexy lady walk by.
Yes. Well, can you do this kind of
You
whistle?
could, but with your fingers, but you might be exhausted and might just
Or
want to
your
pull out the
fingers
whistle.
might be stuck under a boulder.
Exactly. And if
drywall.
the whistle's around your neck, you could maybe pick it up with your mouth.
Yeah.
Let that lady know she's got it going on.
Or man.
Or man, yeah.
You can do that to men too.
You could. Make a supply kit that includes enough food and water for several days, a flashlight, a fire extinguisher, and a whistle. Protect your home. Secure heavy items in your home like bookcases, refrigerators, water heaters, televisions, and objects that hang on walls. Store heavy and breakable objects on low shelves. Consider making improvements to your building to fix structural issues that could cause your building to collapse during an earthquake. Consider obtaining an earthquake insurance policy. A standard homeowner's insurance policy does not cover earthquake damage, which is crazy if you live in California.
Yeah.
You have to have earthquake insurance. If an earthquake happens, protect yourself right away. If you're in a car, pull over and stop. Set your parking brake. If you are in bed, turn face down and cover your head and neck with a pillow.
I'm afraid of getting suffocated. Face down.
Well, it's either that or have an object fly and
Pick your death.
pick your death.
Pick
Yeah.
your best death.
Right. Choose your own death. If you are outdoors, stay outdoors away from buildings. If you're inside, stay and do not run outside and avoid doorways. Remember when you used to, well, you don't remember because you didn't grow up here, but it used to be you were supposed to go into the doorway. Now, no, don't go into the doorway.
So no doorway. Mm-hmm. If you're inside.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to go in a little more specifics. 1, drop or lock.
What does lock mean?
I guess we're going to find out in a second. Wherever you are, drop down to your hands and knees and hold onto something sturdy. If you're using a wheelchair or walker with a seat, make sure your wheels are locked and remain seated until the shaking stops. 2, cover your head and neck with your arms. If a sturdy table or desk is nearby, crawl underneath it for shelter. If no shelter is nearby, crawl next to an interior wall away from the windows.
Okay. Yeah. You don't want to be by that glass.
Right. Crawl only if you can reach better cover without going through an area with more debris. Stay on your knees or bent over to protect vital organs. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. If you are under a table or desk, hold on with one hand and be ready to move with it if it moves. If seated and unable to drop to the floor, bend... Wait. If seated... Oh, I guess it means if you're seated in a chair and unable to drop to the floor, bend forward and cover your hands with your arms and hold onto your neck with both hands. Basically, you want to cover your neck and head, get as low as possible. Stay safe afterward. There can be serious hazards after an earthquake, such as damage to the building, leaking gas and water lines, or dammed power lines. Expect aftershocks to follow the main shock of an earthquake. Be ready to drop cover and hold if you feel an aftershock. If you are in a damaged building, go outside and quickly move away from the building. Do not enter damaged buildings. If you are trapped, send a text or bang on a pipe or wall. Cover your mouth with your shirt for protection, and instead of shouting, use a whistle.
There's
That's
that whistle,
with the whistle again. Okay. If you're in an area that may experience tsunamis, go inland or to higher ground immediately after the shaking stops. Avoid contact with floodwaters as they can contain chemical sewage and debris. Check yourself to see if you are hurt and help others. If you have training, learn how to be... Okay, let me just do that last line again. Check yourself to see if you are hurt and help others if you have training. Once you are safe, pay attention to local news reports for emergency information and instructions via battery-operated radio, TV, social media, or from cell phone text alerts. Register on the American Red Cross Safe and Well website so people will know you're okay. Use text messages to communicate, which may be more reliable than phone calls. Be careful when cleaning up. Wear protective clothing, including a long-sleeve shirt, long pants, work gloves, and sturdy, thick-soled shoes. Do not try to remove heavy debris by yourself. Wear a mask and maintain a physical distance of at least 6 feet while working with someone else.
Yes, this is COVID. COVID safety rules.
Use an appropriate mask if cleaning mold or other debris. People with asthma and other lung conditions and/or immune suppression should not enter buildings with indoor water leaks or mold growth that can be seen or smelled. Children should not take part in disaster cleanup work. Well, says you.
Yeah.
Get them
My
moving.
kids are going to work.
Okay, now it's time for a story. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The 1964 Alaska earthquake, the strongest earthquake ever recorded in North America.
What? I've never heard of this.
Well, it was the strongest one. It struck Alaska's Prince William Sound about 74 miles southeast of Anchorage. Okay, what do you think the magnitude was? If it's the
strongest,
the highest in North America.
10.2.
Most of Alaska's mainland felt the magnitude 9.2 earthquake.
Okay.
Which wobbled Seattle's Space Needle some 1,200 miles away.
Whoa.
The earthquake was so powerful it registered in all U.S. states except Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Delaware. That's crazy. I can't even fathom that. The quake also led to significant scientific breakthroughs in subduction earthquakes and how to minimize their destruction. At 5:36 on March 27th, 1964, Good Friday, the earth trembled just as many Alaskans were sitting down to dinner. I guess they eat at 5:36 because there's no such thing as time or weather in Alaska, right?
Yeah.
It's just always 5:36-ish. Like, you can't tell. You go outside, you're like, it's dark. I guess it's time for dinner.
I guess I'm hungry. I don't know. I'm just sad.
I mean, it's pitch black.
All the time.
Time to eat supper.
Let's have some whale.
Let's have some whale. Eyewitnesses described hearing a crunching, grinding noise as the earth shook.
That's awful.
They recalled seeing asphalt roads rise and fall like waves and the ground opening and closing before them.
That's a horror film.
Water shooting up through the ensuing cracks. The violent shaking led to water, sewer, and gas line breaks and widespread telephone and electrical failures. It effortlessly toppled telephone poles, buckled railroad tracks, split roads in half, uprooted buildings, cars, and docks, and tore homes apart. Seismic waves caused the earth to ring like a bell.
Wow.
As bad as the tremors were, the worst was yet to come. The earthquake triggered a swell of devastating tsunamis, landslides, and submarine slumps, which caused massive property damage and loss of life. The death toll reached 131 people. Actually, doesn't seem like that much, but I guess because it's Alaska.
There's not that many people. Because it sounds like it would just swallow up towns.
Because if this happened, which it does when it happens in third world countries, it's like, the thousands. 15 died during the initial tremors, and the rest in the subsequent tsunamis and landslides. 4 minutes may not seem like a long time, but when it comes to earthquakes, it's an eternity. And tremors during the Great Alaska Earthquake of 1964 lasted at least 4 minutes. That seems like a very long time. If
Yes.
you've ever been in an earthquake, 4 minutes, that seems like forever. Geological surveys taken immediately afterward showed parts of the Alaskan coast sank up to 8 feet. Other parts rose up to 38 feet, and much of the coast moved 50 feet towards the ocean.
Imagine being on the 38 feet. You're just sitting at the beach.
Woo! And then inward. Coastal forests plunged below sea level and were destroyed by salt water. As the tremors ended, local tsunamis sprung up almost immediately, leaving residents little to no time to flee for higher ground. A massive tidal wave crushed the small coastal village of Chenanga 4 minutes after the tremors subsided. The town lost a third of its population.
Wow.
Local tsunamis also caused destruction in Kodiak, Whittier, and Seward. Is it Seward or Seward? Seward, Alaska.
I would say Seward. If
Seward,
it's
I think so,
SEW.
yeah. Downtown Anchorage had the most property damage mainly due to immense landslides, one of which dropped the business district 9 feet.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if I know what that means.
Like, yeah.
Like the
does
sidewalks all just
it
fell
just
9
all
feet.
goes, boom. Or
Fucking bananas.
how does it go?
Yeah, I guess so. In the Turnagain Heights area of Anchorage, soil liquefaction, when the ground behaves like a liquid, triggered a landslide which moved parts of suburban Bluff 2,000 feet into the bay, taking up to 75 homes with it. The control tower at Anchorage International Airport collapsed, killing an air traffic controller. Part of the $1 million bridge at Copper River also crumbled. Thousands of strong aftershocks continued for weeks after the earthquake.
Weeks.
Can you imagine? Now you're just living
Yeah.
in fear because it's just
Constantly.
like when there's another one. Some measuring greater than magnitude 6.2.
So then that's like a major earthquake.
That's
on
a
its
major
own.
earthquake. I can't believe only 131 people died. Reports of residual water sloshing came in from the U.S. Gulf Coast and as far away as Australia.
Stop.
The town of Valdez was originally built on sand and gravel. When the earthquake struck, seismic waves caused soil liquefaction and a portion of the delta slumped into Port Valdez, taking much of the port's resources, living and otherwise, with it. The delta slump triggered a local tsunami, which destroyed almost anything left standing and ruptured the Union Oil Company's oil tanks, igniting a massive fire. Valdez was basically leveled. The largest tsunami wave of the 1964 Alaska earthquake measured over 200 feet in height and was recorded at Shoup Bay near the Valdez Inlet. In addition to local tsunamis caused by underground landslides,
How does that even?
because it liquefies, I guess. That's so crazy. The earthquake triggered an enormous tectonic tidal wave. After wreaking havoc on southeastern Alaska coastal towns that had already endured local tsunamis, the tectonic tsunami made its way to British Columbia, where it ravaged small villages along the coastline near Vancouver. The tsunami, which caused massive property damage in Washington, Oregon, and California, also claimed 4 lives in Oregon and 12 in California. The tidal wave had diminished by the time it hit Hawaii and Japan, causing little damage. Still, the fact that it reached those areas at all is testament to the enormity of the quake. Prior to the 1964 Alaskan earthquake, scientists had limited knowledge of what happens far beneath the earth. Afterwards, geologists realized subduction zones, which are areas where 2 tectonic plates, which are huge slabs of rock made of the Earth's crust and upper mantle, meet and one bends under the other. And that played a major role in creating the immense Alaskan quake. Scientists learned that at the point where the North American plate overrode the Pacific plate, it descended into a subduction zone. According to the United States Geological Survey, the 1964 earthquake was giant because of the large area of the fault that slipped during the earthquake and the large amount of slip or relative motion between opposite sides of the earthquake fault. During the earthquake, it's estimated the fault slipped between 30 to 60 feet, an immense shift.
Wow.
Scientists learned a lot from data gathered after this 1964 Alaskan earthquake and put the knowledge to good use. A broad earthquake monitoring system was created to gather data and help seismologists predict future earthquakes and their potential damage. They should just have a dog with them because they always know.
They do.
They always know.
They sense it.
They sense it. The data helped engineers develop earthquake-resistant structures to limit future casualties and property damage. Scientists also confirmed that earthquake-related tsunamis aren't always localized and can happen thousands of miles from the epicenter. This led to the establishment of the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center to alert people when a widespread tsunami is possible. The warning system doesn't monitor local tsunamis, however. The 1964 Alaska earthquake taught coastal citizens to run for higher ground at the first sign of strong tremors.
Good for that.
Holy moly.
That's so crazy.
And we never even heard of it.
No.
And it was the biggest one, 9.2.
I mean, I'm just thinking about those houses that slid like 2,000 feet. I think you said from the ground that's like mud.
Yeah.
And you're just in your house.
Yeah.
And it's just flying.
It says that move part of suburban bluff 2,000 feet into the bay.
Yeah, and you're just in
taking up to 75 homes.
You're
with
just
it.
in your house.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're just like
grabbing onto your table
whoa!
leg. How often do you feel an earthquake in Ohio? That feels like it would be a big deal in 1964.
Now, did you guys ever feel earthquakes where you grew up?
No.
No.
I don't think I ever did.
No.
No.
But you've been here for earthquakes, yes?
Yep.
And were you freaked out?
A little. I think I was more fascinated because I had always heard about them, and I was like, it's going to happen at some point. And then I was like, oh, it's happening. Here it is. But it was always pretty minor.
Yeah.
I've never been I wasn't here for Northridge.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like 94,
I think?
4-ish, yeah. And
I think that's right.
so I wasn't out here, until the 2000s. So I haven't been through anything major.
Yeah. I've always been pretty nonchalant about it, I have to admit. I'm always just like, yeah, okay. Because I grew up with them, so I was never... I think as I get older, it's maybe a little more scary, but I don't know. I just sleep through them mostly if they happen while I'm asleep.
The Northridge earthquake was a 6.7.
Yeah.
And that was pretty damaging.
Yeah, I think I told you, I feel like I just mentioned this, but that at the time I called into work and was like, well, I guess I'm not coming into work today. And he's like, why? And I was like, because my freeway's gone. The 10 had completely collapsed.
Yeah.
So all I remember was that it was pitch dark in my apartment and my glasses had fallen off. I used to keep my glasses on a shelf above my bed and they had fallen off, so I couldn't really see very well. And I had to use my phone, like I had to take my phone off the hook, like a real phone.
A real phone back then.
That had a little light, had a tiny little light on it when you took off the receiver.
Yes.
So I could look around and try to find my glasses because the electricity was out, obviously.
I'm imagining, remember those phones? They were, plug in the wall phones that were clear. They were plastic clear.
Oh, so you could see
and they were all colorful inside. Like all the wires were really colorful.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
did
so.
one of those so bad.
I know, they were so cool.
That does sound cool.
I wanted one too. I don't think I had one, but I definitely...
You had a football phone though, right?
A football phone?
Yeah, that you got from Time Life.
Cleveland Browns?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have a football phone. I don't think I ever had a phone that was very cool that I can remember.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to take a break.
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry to bum you out with so much earthquake.
No, I think it's important information for people to know.
It is.
I always like a good refresher on earthquake safety.
Yeah.
A lot of our listeners live in California.
Yes.
A good percentage.
And apparently it can happen many, many places.
Oh,
so
anywhere up the coast, anywhere, wherever the Mississippi Valley is, if you're there. I don't know if you're there.
Oh, my stomach hurt. My abs hurt from Pilates. Every time I laugh, they're hurting.
I thought it was for me making you laugh.
No, it
so
is.
hard.
It is. But I mean, it started from Pilates. But every time I laugh, they're engaging. All right.
Work those abs, baby.
We will be right back with How to Survive.
Welcome back to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine. Danielle,
Kristine,
you know what I'm going to ask.
what did I do during my break?
Yeah.
I think I went through some emails. Nothing important.
Yeah.
I got a phone call when I walked out of the room from Scam Likely.
And we know what your ringtone is now.
Yeah, now you guys know what my ringtone is, which is
I don't
My
need
Life.
you to
Yeah.
worry for me. Am I allowed to do that?
Why not?
Billy Joel's not probably listening.
But it's not even a proper, Oliver just recorded it from something and put it on. It's not like
He stole it.
Yeah, so it just kind of starts over. Like it starts and then it starts over.
I think that's what you usually get anyway.
Is that what you get from a ringtone? Yeah.
You get a little tiny snippet. You know what my mom's is?
What?
I'm coming up, so you better get this party started.
No.
Yeah, my mom, 75.
Are you serious? She doesn't strike me as like knowing current.
She loves pink.
She loves pink.
I just love pink. I just love pink.
Does she know her politics?
No. What are her politics?
I mean, she wrote a whole song that was like anti-Bush or something, right? Yeah, she's like very liberal.
My mom's liberal.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
mom's-
It's hard.
well-
It's hard to keep your family straight.
She doesn't actively follow politics, but
Okay.
she hates Trump. So
Okay,
we
that's
like
enough.
her.
That's enough.
That's all you need
good.
to do.
Well,
Ideally, vote too.
does she not vote?
But I always have to say, Mom, you're going, right? Yes, I'll go. You have to vote, Mom. I know, I will. Did
do you
you
think-
vote? Yes, I did. But
Okay, so you don't think she's lying to you?
I don't think so, but I don't, if I didn't like
Nag
dig
her?
my thumb into her
So
head.
you join one of those phone tree things, but it's just to call your mom.
Yes.
Just all during the campaign season.
Yes.
Hi.
People do phone
Hi,
activism.
Mom. This is
Yeah.
Christine Kimmel. I'm calling to.
Yes,
I'm
just my mom.
Yeah, right. That's hilarious. Okay, well, we are very excited because in the first half of the show, we talked about how to survive an earthquake. And now we're going to talk about how to survive an aftershock with none other than Cathy Ladman.
None other.
So
Cathy-
I have
excited.
to clear my throat. It's
Clear
gonna be
your
so
throat,
loud.
Kathy.
I have the worst post-nasal
I'm
throat.
sure everyone knows who
Isn't
you
that nice? Okay, sorry. Sorry for sharing.
Actually, this was supposed to happen earlier, but Kathy got COVID. That's so, and then, we've all had COVID
We've
now.
all,
except for
Kathy
Karen.
got COVID, then
You got COVID.
yeah, I think you
Yes.
I think Kathy gave me COVID.
Even though you
Sorry
didn't see
about
her.
that kiss.
I didn't even know. I know. It's like she came in my room at night while I was sleeping, gave me a little
So weird.
COVID
Panty
kiss.
raid. Yeah.
You know what? Keep those panties, Kathy.
That's what they did at Mar-a-Lago, right? They
A panty
they,
raid?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
FBI got his panties. Cover the whole back seat with them. So, sorry, I don't like fat jokes, but he's just
He's just disgusting.
he's just disgusting in all ways.
It's a disgusting joke. It's not a fact.
Yeah.
Because think about his underwear. It's just
Just
I'd rather not.
enormous. Cathy is not only a stand-up and a writer and an excellent one at that. She also recently did a one-person show called "Does This Show Make Me Look Fat?" And hopefully you're going to do it again in November.
I am, yes.
And-
We should be, yeah.
I saw it and it was so funny and very relatable for any women who have ever dealt with eating disorders or just really being a woman, which is almost the same thing.
And also, I think relatable to everyone in the sense that it's about control,
Yes.
and self-esteem, and
Yep.
trying to grapple with that.
Right. And kind of crazy family life as a
Yeah.
child.
Yes.
So is it going to be at the same theater, do you think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's not set. It might be in a theater called what is it called? Now I can't remember.
Well, that's
But-
okay because you don't know for sure yet.
Yeah,
But
I don't have the dates yet.
Do you have a website where people can go to find out?
Yes, my website,
Which is
CathyLadman.com. I know it's very
Okay.
cryptic.
Kathy
but-
with a C.
Yes, thank you very
The
much.
way it's supposed to be. It's weird because I think Kathy should be with a C, but I think Catherine should be with a K.
I agree.
Oh, and I'm just Kathy.
You are.
That's what my Jewish parents named me Kathy.
It's weird, right?
It is
It's
weird.
very not Jewish.
But it's a very 50s name.
It is.
My best friend of like 46 years is also named Kathy, but she spells it with a K.
And is it also just Kathy?
It's also just Kathy.
so bizarre.
But it was such a 50s name.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I seem to remember like all the little dolls being named
Well,
Kathy.
Chatty Cathy was a
Right.
very, very famous doll. And,
Yeah.
And I don't even remember why.
Why you were
chose
named Kathy?
Yeah, I think they chose my my Hebrew name was after some relative, and then maybe Kathy was close to it or something.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to find out, but my parents are both dead.
What are you gonna
sorry,
do?
folks?
Kathy, in the first half of the show, we were talking about, well, first of all, I have to just address this because one time I was fortunate enough to work with Kathy.
Oh my God!
In Las Vegas.
that was so fun.
And it was so much fun. I mean, I didn't do well, but it was
Well,
fun.
did I do well? I don't think I did well. It was a horrible
a weird room.
Terrible room.
It was very weird.
You go up the people go up the escalator. They go to the right.
Right.
They go to the comedy club.
Yes.
They go to the left. They go to a strip show.
Crazy girls.
And some people
Yeah.
just got lost.
Yeah.
They came to our show and were very disappointed.
Yes, very, very. scary. But I would go and watch Crazy Girls after, like in the middle of the show, because I was just curious.
Yeah.
So horrible.
Yeah.
It's so monotonous. Girls, crazy girls.
But the thing I remember is that Cathy showed me, she's like, Danielle, this is what you have to look forward to. Look, this is what happens when you get to be a certain age. Do you know what I'm going to tell you?
No, I
And
forgot.
You pulled your elbows.
Oh, that's right.
She pulled her elbow skin down and it stayed.
Yes.
Which mine does now, because
Yeah.
now I'm that age. And I was like, I grew up watching Cathy Ladman on TV. I mean, I hate when people say that. I'm sorry. I know that's
all right.
But
I mean,
I
it's no
adore
secret.
you. And then I'm like, she's showing me her elbow.
And look at
Saggy
this.
elbow.
Check this out,
Yes.
folks. This is a new addition to my life. My upper arms. Oh, God. It's really depressing.
Anyway, but as I was saying, in the first half, we talked about how to survive an earthquake, and you have an earthquake story,
Oh, boy.
in a sense.
Yes, I
Okay.
do. Okay, so I had bought a little house, and in 1991. I
Okay.
was living by myself,
Right.
and it was. I went to sleep on January 16th, 1994,
Right.
and I was awakened on January 17th in the morning at 4:40 in the morning. Which, by the way, January 17th is my parents' wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So I was awakened at 4:40 in the morning with this huge noise, and I had been through very few earthquakes.
Okay. And this is in Santa Monica?
Yes, Santa Monica.
And you are from New York.
I am from
So
New
this is
York.
not like a normal thing for you.
No, and the earthquakes I'd been through before, I don't even remember. I barely felt them.
Right.
Barely felt them. The thing that I was most surprised by was the sound. It was so loud. It sounded like a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did what I got out of bed. It's like, I'm half asleep. I get out of bed. I stand in a doorway.
Okay.
And it just doesn't stop, as you
Right.
remember. I mean, it just kept going. It went on
Yes.
for about 40 seconds.
Wow.
And I was saying out loud, oh my God, oh my God. I was
Oh.
alone.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so scary.
So after the earthquake, I called my parents because they're in New York. They were in New York. And 3 hours later at 7:40 in the morning. And I figured they'd be up or awake, talking to each other in bed and
Celebrating the anniversary of champagne. And,
well, I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean, I just said, I just want you guys to know I'm okay. And my father answered the phone. He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "There was a big earthquake here, and I just want you to know I'm okay." He said, "Oh, I just thought you were calling to wish us a happy anniversary." I mean, it's like so low key.
I wish I
Yeah.
could just make it about me for a second.
I know, really. It's all about Leo. Always about Leo. So I went on to tell them what was happening, but backtrack a little bit to what happened is all the lights went out,
Right.
and I lived. My house was a little cottage, like a little bungalow.
Yes.
In this courtyard, and there was a hedge down the center, and there were 3 cottages on one side of the hedge and 3 cottages on the other side. So some of us were walking. We came outside of our
Yeah.
houses, and this one guy who lived on the other side of the hedge came over with a flashlight to my house just to make sure what was going on.
that's nice.
So it was 2 bedrooms. So one of them was my office. We went to my office, and a huge bookcase had fallen over.
Oh, wow.
And there wasn't enough room for it to fall completely over. It was like diagonally
Yeah,
against
yeah.
the wall. It was terrible.
Right.
It was terrible.
It's like a Murphy bed now.
Yes, exactly.
It's lying there.
Sleep on this Murphy book. And so that happened, and then there was like some other shit that fell down. But really, very lucky. I mean, my water heater was off kilter.
Oh.
I had to have that. Somebody had to come to do that, and it actually wasn't. I had a house. A homeowner's insurance policy, and they said it wasn't going to be covered because it was an earthquake, but somehow they covered it. So
Oh, that's
they were
nice.
nice guys.
But in a rental situation?
No, I owned it.
She owned-
Oh, you
Yeah.
owned
Yeah,
it.
this was
I
my
was
house.
picturing, you know why? Because I was picturing the little cottages. So I was
Yeah.
thinking
No, they
of
were
those.
all-
But I understand what you're
It
saying
was
now.
separately
Yeah.
owned. So anyway, so we're going through my little house, very little house with a flashlight,
Right.
and we get into my bedroom, completely dark, and the sheets, the bed, the covers, like open as if
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
turn down service, you know, that type of
By Mother Nature.
that type
Yes.
of look.
Right.
And so he shines a flashlight in the middle of my bed, and in the middle of my bed, bathed in his flashlight light,
Okay.
is my Hitachi magic wand.
Oh.
And I don't recall if it registered with him or not. It was so brief. I don't know if we didn't know each other that well.
I mean, you have to know someone very well to
Yeah.
be okay. Like,
And
I wouldn't want my best friend to see my vibrator in the middle of my bed.
I mean, but some people don't know what an Hitachi magic wand
Oh,
is.
I see what you're
and
saying,
I hope
yeah.
that I think he probably knew.
he's like, wait, you have a flash? Oh, never mind.
Wait a second. That
That's
looks
not
like
a flashlight.
Oh boy. So anyway, so that was really embarrassing. But second to I was okay. I survived the earthquake.
Right.
Did
But this was-
anyone say anything, or did you both just?
We neither of
you
us
just
said
had the
anything.
flashlight keep going.
Neither of us said
Okay.
anything. And let me just tell you about my experience. I didn't know about the Hitachi magic wand a few years prior to that.
Okay.
And a friend of mine had told me about it. I'd never had a vibrator.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Self-reliant?
No, I'm not. I'm pretty. I don't know. I'm just not. Maybe I'm not that horny a person. I don't
Okay.
know. But I just never knew about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't have sisters who told me. I mean, I have sisters, but none of them.
They're
told
not that
me.
horny either.
I guess they're not.
I guess. See, I
So-
thought that's what the point of having a sister was, because I didn't have sisters either. I mean, I didn't have sisters, so.
But
I guess
did
not.
you have a vibrator?
The only vibrator I ever had was given to me because I worked at Playboy, and my boss on the first day was like, "Oh, here you go," because she would just get these things all
Was
the
it
time.
Wendy Miller by any
It
chance?
was Wendy Miller, of course it
Wow.
was. Yes, you know Wendy.
Of course,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's so funny. Yes, she would get all sorts of.
Yeah, just just her drawers were just filled with this stuff.
Yes.
Wendy and her vibrators.
Yeah,
Classic.
So
totally.
So my friend. Now most vibrators are battery operated,
Right.
and I'd never actually used a vibrator.
Right.
So my friend told me about the Hitachi magic wand, and that you have to plug in. And let me tell you what a difference wall electricity makes. The juice of the city.
Do you think you maybe?
You want the juice of the city.
I think we're getting to something. Do you think you caused the '94 earthquake?
No, I don't. Oh, you know what?
You know,
You might have.
It
What?
may have made the world the earth shake.
Wow. Well, maybe I experienced the '94 earthquake before everyone
Yes,
else. That's
yes.
very
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Right.
But anyway, so I go to get. I decided I'm going to get myself this Hitachi magic
Yeah.
wand. I'm so naive, I guess. And I bought it at Montgomery Ward. Did you remember?
What?
Which was
Oh,
a
my-
discount
Yeah.
store that was was it at the time?
Appliances?
like
yeah, it
home
was
goods
appliances.
kind of stuff.
Say it again.
Wasn't like home goods and
Yeah, it was, but at the time, I think you had to be like. I'm trying to
21?
No, I think at the time. No, at the time, I thought Montgomery Ward was open to the public, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like
Wait,
a.
maybe I didn't get it at Montgomery Ward. Maybe I got it at some place that was a discount
I
store.
think
that
of
was
Fedco.
I got it at Fedco.
Whoa,
Thank you.
I
Fedco
can't believe
was,
you just pulled
well,
that out.
because she said
Yes.
was open to the public, and
Yes.
Fedco was like a federal.
Yeah, it was like teachers
government or something?
It was teachers
Oh,
and
okay.
other types of professions
Okay.
could join Fedco.
Okay, yeah.
And my friend was a teacher, so and I have to say, it's not right to buy a vibrator at a discount store. You should pay full price.
You
for a
really
vibrator.
should.
It's just
ante up.
it sullies
Yes,
the experience.
It dirties everything.
It does.
You deserve full price.
I
Yes.
do. I
But
do.
she must have told you that's where she got it, and that's
Yeah,
why.
it was really
'cause
not. I
who-
wasn't shopping for
right
it. I
because
just
who would know that you could get one
Yes.
at Fedco?
So I bought the
No.
Hitachi Magic Wand. No one said anything because the
Okay.
picture on the box is a woman holding it on her back.
Yes, they used to call them massagers.
Yes,
okay.
it's sold as a massager.
Okay. Okay.
And it was, I guess, and it's still sold. I think it's still sold as a massager, but
Oh.
everybody knows, or most people know,
That it has other purposes.
it's black market use. So
if you're into that.
yes, so I was at the time I was living in an apartment in West Hollywood, and I go back to my apartment and I plug it in, and I use it. and I turn it off, and I was by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And I literally sat up and said out loud, "Oh my God." Oh my God. I had never experienced anything like that.
So did it? So the
And
next.
by the way, there are 2 speeds.
Okay.
Low and high, and I use it on low. High throws me against the wall. It's really. I don't recommend.
Why is
high.
there a Cathy shaped outline on the wall?
Really?
So after you used it and then were with a man for the first time afterwards,
Very
was it
disappointing.
disappointing?
Very
Was it
disappointing.
really?
Yeah, disappointing.
Oh.
Well, there's really. I mean, you
There's
can't.
no combination. There's no. Yeah.
You can't. It's not for me. It's not comparable.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's built differently, I guess.
Wait,
But-
I forgot. Sorry, the first vibrator. I forgot about this. What I would used to do, I was too embarrassed to go and buy one. So what I would do is I would go to the Cheesecake Factory, and I'd get one of those buzzers, pagers. I'd go when it was really busy, and then they'd give me a pager, and I'd find a place, and then when my table was ready, I was ready.
Seriously? Oh. I bought
it's
it.
a joke
I
from my
bought
act.
it. That's very funny.
But we did go into a Cheesecake Factory in Palm Springs last week, and they don't do that anymore. But I was like, oh, I remember that joke.
I think I went to that Cheesecake Factory.
In Palm Springs. It's not in Palm Springs. It's in Rancho Rush.
No, wait. I went to. I had lunch with or dinner with Larry Amoros. Do you know Larry Amoros?
Not personally.
But he's
Yes.
a friend of mine from New York,
Aw.
and I can't remember. We went. No, maybe we went to the Daily Grill in Palm Desert. That's where we went.
Oh, I like the Daily
Yeah.
Grill.
Yeah.
Good bread.
Yeah, and also really good bread.
Yes.
And I used to love their baked potatoes.
Oh, I love baked
Loved
potatoes.
their baked potatoes. And I have not been able to make a baked potato like that with that texture. When I
Is
make it at home,
do you
it's-
do the foil? Do you wrap it in the foil? Do you? You know why? It takes so freaking long. You have to.
It does take a
You have to
long
put it in the
time.
microwave for 7 minutes and then cook it.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
the
But
trick?
But
Yeah.
but the Daily Grill, the texture was very waxy almost. And when I make my baked potatoes, they come out more fluffy. And I like the waxy texture.
Really?
much-
Maybe it's
Oh,
this
God, it's
type
so
of
good.
potato.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Damn it! I've tried. I've really investigated.
Really
this.
want to solve this problem for
I
you.
do too.
Well, go back to the Daily Grill and ask them. What do they?
I
What
should,
do they
but
do?
I go to the Daily Grill in Palm Desert.
Yeah.
They don't have baked potatoes.
What?
Since the pandemic, for some reason, there's like, what is, I don't know, they're understaffed. They don't have someone to scrub the potatoes. I don't know. But things have changed. Everything's changed.
Yeah.
Everything's changed and you can't get a baked potato. That's
I know.
infuriating.
I know, and I love them.
That's
Anyway, it was a
maddening.
bummer. But so that's my story.
Oh my God. And then did you ever see this person again, this neighbor?
Every day. Oh. Every day. But we were adults.
Yeah.
We were able to get past it.
Well, that's good.
And I really didn't know him that well. So
Yeah.
And we remained strangers.
That's for the best, I think.
Yeah. I do remember the 94. I was talking before the break. It was pitch black. It was
It was
everything
so
went out and
scary.
yeah.
It was so scary. Did you live here then?
I was not here yet. No.
Where did you live?
Ohio.
Oh, that's where my friend Kathy Kinsner's from.
What?
I know,
So
it's
how did
crazy.
you become best friends with someone from Ohio?
She and I were teachers in Abington, Pennsylvania, which is just north of Philadelphia.
Okay.
I taught English, 8th grade English
Right.
for 1 year, and she taught reading skills on the elementary school level, as did my sister, which is how I kind of got into that school district. And then she and I became roommates and
Okay.
best friends since
Oh, that's
1976.
Wow.
I have to say, I've been living here since 1985, and it's less and less attractive to me.
Do you think do you ever think you move back to New York?
I don't know.
Where are you going to go, Kathy?
I don't know.
New York is so appealing.
Italy.
but-
I'd love to move to
yeah.
Italy, but I couldn't leave my sister, my
Right.
best
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
and my daughter. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
know it's really hard.
Do you
but,
speak Italian?
a little bit?
Yeah. You could pick it up maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Fast.
I learned. I did pick it up really fast when I've been there 4 times,
Yeah.
and I studied French in high school, and a lot of
Yeah.
it. I mean, I know enough
Yeah.
of it, and it's so similar.
Yeah.
And when I'm there, I really I have a facility with the language.
Really?
Yeah.
You can
that's-
speak it.
Well, not fluently.
No, but I mean, you can get
communicate.
around.
And
Oh,
I
God.
love doing it. It's so much fun. I do it in Paris. I can do that.
Well, the listeners of our show know that I've been doing Duolingo
Great.
for over a year.
Which language?
Spanish,
Okay.
and I suck. But I also studied French in school, so not that I was ever really good at it, but
Right. I mean, I was okay.
but now when I'm trying to translate something in my head, I often still go to the French, which is weird because I haven't. I know it's just because my head is telling me it's a different language.
I mean,
so-
I forgot when you asked me if I speak Italian. I was trying to come up with the word for a little. It's piccolo. Piccolo.
Oh, piccolo.
I think it's piccolo.
Oh, you know what a piccolo is, right? Isn't that like
It's a string instrument that you strum.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very
I think it was our
good.
first episode.
Oh, that's so
she
funny.
was trying to say the piccolo was a
Oh my God.
stringed banjo or something.
I was very insistent on that one.
It was pretty cute.
I am very insistent on what I don't know.
But so in Spanish it's poquito,
yeah, in French
and
is
in French is un peu.
un peu. Yeah. The only thing in Italian, because Jimmy and I went there for our honeymoon, the only thing I could say was Coca-Cola Light. That's all I knew, and that's all I had to know.
Well, my previous boyfriend, with whom I'm still friends, Steve Middleman,
Yeah.
from way back, he's the one that Cathy moved into our apartment when she came to New York. And he and I went to Europe, and we went to, we were in Paris. And I was the one who was speaking to everybody, the cabbies and the restaurants and stuff. And he said, one day he said, we were in a cab, and he said, well, let me do it, let me do it.
Yeah.
And he goes, do you speak English?
That's great.
That was the best he could do. Yes. But he tried.
Have you been there? I forget.
Many times, yeah.
You have
I mean,
many
we
times.
usually, I just spent a month in Germany. My husband's German. And often we'll go over to Italy. We didn't this time.
This time you went to France.
This time we just for a couple days. Because it was just difficult with COVID to travel everywhere.
Okay.
So we just stayed in Germany. But I mean,
Where in Germany were you?
we were in Hamburg for a long time because that's where his parents are. But then this is the first time we traveled down to the Black Forest.
Oh, wow.
Because we've never been south.
Was that gorgeous?
It's so pretty. It's so. I'm the same way every time I go. I'm like, should we move here?
Oh, really?
It's so nice and
Yeah.
calm and like
Yeah.
I'm not constantly worried about getting shot,
Right.
or
Right.
like violence, and it's very
Right.
mellow and easy and just a slower pace of life there. I'm also on vacation, so it's
Oh, it's
I'm,
so different.
I'm
true.
having a
You're
slower
right.
romanticizing
Yes,
everything.
Yes.
I'm not doing like tons of housework and
Right.
you know.
That's an excellent point.
I guess I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Because I don't do tons of housework.
Yeah, I'm on vacation
I'm
too.
never, yes.
I don't either.
But I
I
don't do
mean-
any housework.
you know, I'm doing like tons of at home because I have two little ones. I'm doing like constant laundry, constant cooking, constant cleaning.
Yeah.
And so it's also a break for me to just not be doing that the entire time. That
How
we're-
old are your kids?
They're turning 10 in a few days. They're
Oh, they're
twins.
twins.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're great, but
What a great
Yeah.
age.
She has
a
a boy
lot.
and girl.
Very nice.
but in that month, by the time we were leaving, I was like speaking full sentences
Oh, good.
of
cool.
German. And you know, I can't.
And did the kids?
German
'cause
was tough for me. I'm sorry.
the kids
so
go
hard.
to a German school. Did they practice while they were there?
They're fluent.
Oh, they
So
are.
they're
Wow.
completely fluent.
Oh, so they would talk to shopkeepers or
Oh yeah,
whatever in German.
I'd have to have them translate stuff for me. I'd be like, "Can you go up and ask if they have this moisturizer with the SPF in it, like in a drugstore where I'd be looking for something?" And she'd be like, "Okay, I'll go ask her."
Oh my God, that must be so cute to hear your kids speaking German. I would love to hear that.
Yeah, they're
so cute.
They can like read and like Harry Potter all in
Wow.
German and like watch movies and have full conversations.
Does
And
your husband speak fluent German?
he
He's
is
from
German.
Germany.
Yeah,
So he's okay.
Yeah, he still has an accent. and
He's
everything.
German from Germany, and so yeah, they're all fluent, and I'm just like, okay, how do you ask for a coffee again? You know, but at least by the time we left, it's just that when you're there, it's so much faster to pick it up. It's like
Yes,
if
because
you were
it's around you.
No.
Yeah, so
when I was in France, that one time I was in France, none of it came. I was completely paralyzed. I think it's just my personality. I just get scared. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. And
Well, it's also that I was there a month.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true. I
think if
certainly
you're-
wasn't there
You
that
have to
long.
be there a little bit.
And where
of
in
time.
France were you?
Paris.
Paris, yeah. I mean, the French can be a little
They
intimidating.
were not
French aren't friendly.
welcoming. They were not welcoming about trying
They
to.
still think they're being invaded. I
yeah,
think.
Yeah.
I know.
No,
Like, we
this-
were on your side, assholes.
This was the first time, I think I told you guys this before, because we only went to France for 2 days, where I didn't get shamed
Yeah.
by a French person for my parenting.
Right.
Like, they're not
Judgmental?
They're not into you being there with your kids.
They're not
like,
into you being
wow.
American.
No, and they're
Wow.
not. They're
Yeah.
like.
Well, now the last time I think this was the last time I was in Europe. Maybe. Anyway, I was supposed to go with a friend. He canceled.
Oh.
I was supposed to go with another friend. She canceled, and I was taking them on a first class.
What?
I had mileage.
Yeah.
and I was taking them first class.
Wow.
They just couldn't go. So and it was like this. The second woman, the woman who canceled, it was like a week and a half before, and so I was talking on the phone with my sister. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I've never been. I've never traveled that. I mean, I've traveled, in this country
Yes,
alone.
of course.
But I never traveled that extensively
Yeah.
and that far away by myself. But I went, and I have to say, it was a wonderful experience. It wasn't as much fun as traveling with a friend, but it was very deepening and very enriching in a way.
Yeah.
And it really did a lot for my self-confidence. But I mean, I started in Italy at Lake Como. Then I
Beautiful.
went to Germany. And to Munich, which I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved Munich. But it was very hard for me to pick up the language. It was really hard.
Well, it's nothing. I mean, supposedly our language is half Germanic, but
yeah, but
yeah.
it was really very hard for me.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I had to go. I would go out in a restaurant. I would look to see what it was. What did I want? Okay, I memorize it. Okay, go
Right.
inside the restaurant. Forget. Ran outside. Try to memorize again. It just wasn't sticking.
Right.
Then I went to Switzerland, which is half German, half French.
Yes.
So when I could speak French, it was much more comfortable. But yeah, the German was really hard for me.
It's so hard. It's
Maybe because
so
I'm
hard.
Jewish.
Yeah.
I know. I think we have a layer of us that's like it's not penetrated.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so
It's like,
close
no.
to Yiddish,
That's true, but I don't speak Yiddish.
Oh,
but
well,
it's
I mean,
in the
I don't-
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think that's so great that your kids at such a young age. I mean, that's
Oh, God, that's the
amazing
best.
to be
It's
fluent.
the best.
Yeah. They've got a good head start.
Oh,
They
that's
really
wonderful.
do.
I when I was in Lake Como, I remember this. I was taking the ferry across the lake, and there was this youngish woman with her 2 young children, and they were speaking Italian. And I was going, my God, these kids, they speak such good Italian. And then I realized they're Italian.
That's hilarious. Kathy, we can't thank you enough for being here.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, my God, this went so fast.
I know. Well, we're easy breezy.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so
coming.
much.
It was so fun for
I hope
us.
my chair is favored in this direction. I hope
you're
I wasn't
fine.
rude.
You're fine. I think Danielle is a very strong interviewer, and so I let her have the dominance.
But I also know Danielle.
I'm a pushy Jew.
Pushy Jew equals strong interviewer.
Yes, exactly. Finally, a skill.
It's a euphemism.
Finally, it's not just to get my money back on something.
Oh boy, there we go.
I got $20 for filling out COVID information. Did you?
Me too.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out how to use it. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm using this. And I figured it out, and then I used it yesterday.
So
know.
fun,
I felt
isn't it?
Yeah.
What'd you buy?
I bought my son shorts for PE.
Oh, you're so good.
Well, he has to have green
That's
shorts.
so nice of you.
Well, I was like, you know what? I don't like using Amazon, but since I was like, you know what? It's not even my money. So the government's money is going back to Amazon, whatever.
Right.
So
tell us where to go to get this $20.
they texted me because you know why? Because I went to the doctor, and so it's
For
on.
COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is it
it's
after you take a PCR test? Or
Yes, I think so.
I think,
Okay.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I remember getting an email and a form.
it was like an
and then you could-
email and a text.
Yes.
And you get a $20 credit card, but you can only use it online
I didn't
Right.
do that. I
so,
did.
yeah.
I didn't take a PCR test just because
because you knew
I was so it was
yeah.
so positive,
Yes,
and I was so sick. So I was
Yeah.
like, this is definitely.
I just did because
Yeah.
Jimmy told me to, and
Yeah.
he knows all things doctors. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
He's
So
an expert.
He is an
on
expert.
Doctors.
So anyway, so we should get going.
Okay, yes,
but
we
this
should
was
get
so
going.
much fun.
This was really
Please
fun.
come
Oh my
back.
gosh,
Will
well,
you come
I
back?
would love to come back.
Of course.
Embarrassing things are happening to me all the time.
Let us
Awesome. We
know.
love it.
Let us know when you're going to have your show, and
Yes,
I will
yes,
put it on
yes.
our social media and
Great.
Yeah.
promote it for you.
Yeah, it's
you.
wonderful.
Of course.
And we will be right back with what did we learn today?
Yeah, what did we learn? Danielle,
Yes.
are you ready to learn what we learned?
Yes.
Cats can reach sexual maturity and get pregnant at just 4 months of age.
Tell that to the South.
Kittens having kittens.
Kittens having kittens.
Cats are seasonal breeders and only enter their reproductive cycle at a certain time of year.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I don't understand that. But okay.
Cats be mysterious. Mississippi Valley occupies the center of the United States. It stretches 2,348 miles from Lake Itasca in northern Minnesota
Okay.
to the mouth of the Mississippi River in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that sounds
Like it bifurcates the country.
exactly what you just said.
Right.
Plan. Being prepared for an earth cake.
Oh, that sounds good.
I am hungry for an earth cake right now. You know, that sounds like something vegans love.
Earth cake. Yeah.
Have you tried the new earth cake? It tastes just like burger.
Why would the
that
earth
sounds
cake taste like a
horrible.
burger?
I don't know.
It would taste like cake.
I know. But it's gluten-free
Yeah.
and it doesn't have dairy
Yeah,
or
and it
eggs.
shakes.
And it tastes terrible. I'm sorry to the vegans that I just made fun of.
I've
you
had
right
very
now.
good vegan cake.
I've never had a good vegan cake, but
Oh.
maybe I'm just not trying the right vegan
Well,
cake.
there was this place called Manny's on Fairfax, and it doesn't exist anymore. And it was so good. It was so delicious.
I'm sorry that it's
I
gone.
know. It makes me sad.
Should go to Petty's instead.
What's... Oh, Jesus.
You got this
He
guy
got
over
me.
here.
Oh, my God.
Hey. I don't know why I just turned into Danny from Greece. And that didn't sound like Danny from Greece. Sandy.
R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John.
R.I.P.
That was really sad.
I know.
I mean, that one, that's really sad.
We're going to watch Grease tonight.
Oh, good.
Choose Your Best Death. Coming to NBC this fall.
Yes.
That'd be a good reality show. Choose Your Best Death.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. Drop, cover, and hold. Mm-hmm. Hold on to a table leg. No doorways.
Right.
Avoid windows.
Right.
Get to high ground if near coastlines to avoid a potential tsunami. Mm-hmm. Guys, you do not want to be caught in a tsunami. Mm-mm. Earthquakes can trigger absolute hell.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for that, Karen. Oh, and the most important thing of all.
Yeah.
This is my little piece of advice. Make sure your mom's vote. Kay Rogers, that's for you.
Your mom's name is Kay Rogers?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
You didn't?
That is the most your mom name I can think of. Kay?
Yeah.
Is it short for Catherine?
No, it's Kay. It's not even her real name.
Oh.
Her real name's Elaine. Her middle name is Kay. Nobody in my family goes by their real names.
Wait, isn't your first name Kristine?
Yes, I mean, like my parents don't go by
Oh.
their real. It's. I
Why?
don't even
Why does she go?
understand it.
She likes Kay more than Elaine.
No, but her siblings couldn't say Elaine because they were too little. They could only say KK.
Yeah, I'm sick of this whole everyone's future determined by their dumbass siblings who
Well,
can't pronounce something.
I get it. I know.
That's such a dumb. No one could say my name, so I'm. Blah, blah.
Yes, I know. Or like my nickname's Pippi because
Right.
that's what my brother Jibo called me.
Yeah, and he was 10 months old, and we decided to base our entire lives around his
His idea.
ability to pronounce my name.
And his name's Jibo.
Jibo. Where did you come up with Jibo?
That's so dumb.
Jibo.
Don't let me talk anymore.
Drink your coffee.
Drink your coffee. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. We couldn't do this without you.
We're so excited to be back in the studio.
Oh my gosh, we love your emails, your letters, your little comments on. It sounds like I'm belittling you. Your
It does.
Your
It does.
little
It really
comments. Your little comments. I meant like they're small because I'm looking at them on my phone.
You are an idiot.
I'm so stupid. You're little. Hey, guys.
9-point comments.
I got in a car accident on my way here, so cut me some slack.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love your posts on Twitter and Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook. They bring us so much joy.
So much joy.
We're having so much fun. find us. You know how to find us. We're readily available on all the platforms.
Yeah, I'm going to go eat some cat tongues now.
Until next time, remain calm.